Hello and welcome inside Mountain America Stadium for another edition of the SunDevilSource 2 Minute Drill. I'm Jacob Brooks alongside Chris Cartman following ASU's 13th spring football practice of the spring session. Only 2 sessions remaining, Chris, and today Kenny Dillingham has talked about in previous sessions at Mountain America Stadium that he wants to practice under the lights so that the receivers can get used to tracking the ball under the lights. It's a skill that they're going to need to have throughout the college football season, but tonight the receivers were kind of struggling a little bit. Hines Ward having some extensive conversations with his guys. What did you make of the receiver room tonight?
It was a struggle. There was 4 drops in the very first 11-on-11 period. After that, Hines Ward talked to his group about it not being good enough. He said the weekends you got to be better in this environment. They did get better as the practice wore on. There were a couple more drops. Jordan Tyson got his feet wet tonight in 11s after battling an ankle for the last few weeks, and he looked good. This is a question mark position because ASU's replacing 2 starters. You know what you're going to get from Jordan Tyson, but are other guys going to step up? Malik McClain, Jaron Hamilton, Noble Johnson. Will ASU add anybody else in the portal? Jalen Moss is out there. Pretty much, 3 or 4 of them had drops in today's practice. They're going to have to get better to give coaches confidence in what they're doing.
So another position where not multiple people, but one person is going to need to step up is Ben Coleman at center. There were some chemistry issues between Coleman and Sam Levitt at the beginning of spring. Both of them have been open about this. However, tonight, both of them emphasized that their chemistry has gotten better throughout spring. Sam Levitt said it's like night and day where they were at the beginning of the spring to now. How important is that connection between the two of them, and how good has it looked in your eyes?
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better from the beginning of spring till now. Coleman is one of the rare guys who started his career at tackle at Cal. Then he moved to guard, including starting at ASU as a left guard. Did a really great job. Pass protection, one of the best in the Big 12. Center, you got to snap the ball. That's a big difference. It was rough. It was kind of all over the place, but a lot of low snaps early on in spring ball. Got a lot better more recently, been more consistent. Dillingham gave him praise for that. And then Sam Levitt kind of had some jokes while also talking about it being a lot better now than just a couple weeks ago. And that's a big thing because if you're ASU, you didn't want to feel like you needed to go out and get another center via the transfer portal. I think they feel a lot better about where they're at now.
And lastly, Chris, special teams, it was all over the place last year for ASU. Kenny Dillingham had that infamous press conference moment where he said there were going to be kicking tryouts.
Cincinnati, after
Cincinnati game. Yeah. But Jesus Gomez has looked very sharp as ASU's kicker. And Kenny Dillingham, he was the first player that Kenny Dillingham mentioned today in his press conference, just saying he was kicking everything out of that ball. He was booming it. What have you made of the special teams so far this spring?
Yeah, he missed 1 field goal wide right, but it was a boot, and there was an offsides penalty that I think contributed to that. He made every other field goal. His leg is superior to what we've seen at ASU in the last couple years. I feel like the kicking is going to be a lot better. And then also tonight, Canyon Floyd, his punting was very good. In fact, he was giving some of the return guys some issues with how much hang time that he was having, and that's something that they're going to have to watch. But if ASU can get better field flipping and pin punting from Canyon Floyd and be more reliable, especially outside of 40 yards in their field goal kicking, those 2 things combined would go a long way to ASU having a better special teams performance this season because their core specialists have been very good with their kick cover, punt cover, and so I feel like that whole special teams grouping could actually be better this season, maybe even significantly better.
Well, that's all for this edition of the SunDevilSource 2 Minute Drill. Only 2 spring sessions remain for Arizona State, including the FanFest spring game this Friday. From Jacob Brooks, Chris Cartman, we're saying so long from Mountain America.